Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to gently unravel a really important part of English grammar subject-verb agreement. We'll take it nice and slow, step by step, and I promise by the end of this, you're going to feel so much more confident about it. You know that feeling, right? When you write something down or maybe say it out loud and you just kind of pause and think, that doesn't sound quite right. Well, it happens to all of us, and it's usually because of one tiny but super important detail. So let's think of this as a fun little grammar puzzle. The main pieces are the subject of our sentence and the verb. And for the sentence to sound clear and correct, those two pieces have to fit together perfectly. So let's dive in and see exactly how they work. Okay, so take a look at these three sentences on the screen. She walked to school, they walks to school, and I walk to school. Now just listen to them. Which one sounds right to your ear? Even if you don't know the rule yet, your brain can probably pick out the one that feels correct. And right there, that's the whole secret. The entire puzzle is really just about knowing when you need to add an S to the end of your verb. That's it. So let's figure out which subjects need it and which ones don't. Okay, so the very first key to unlocking this puzzle is all about pronouns. You know, words like he, she, I, and they. This is the foundation for everything else. So here's the deal. It's actually pretty simple. For subjects like he, she, or it, the verb needs that S at the end. Think she walks, he plays, it works. But for the other group, I, you, we, or they, we just use the plain base form of the verb. I walk, they play, we work. No S needed. Simple as that. All right, so you've got the basic pronouns down. Easy enough, right? But what about those tricky group words? You know, words that refer to a bunch of people, like everyone or both. Let's make this simple too. Okay, let's break this down. That top row, words like everyone, someone, and each, here's the secret. We pretend they're singular. We treat them just like he or she, so the verb gets that S. Now the bottom row is more obvious. Words like both, several, and many are clearly plural, so they use the plain base verb. So let's pause for a second and really think about this. When you say everyone, are you picturing one single group, like a team, or are you picturing a lot of different people all doing their own thing? Exactly. In grammar, we treat it as one single group, one unit. And that's why this rule works. Since we think of everyone as a single thing, the verb needs an S. So we say, everyone likes pizza, not everyone like pizza. See how that works? All right, and for our last big rule, we have what I love to call the chameleon rule. Words like some or all are like chameleons. They change. They aren't singular or plural by themselves. Instead, you have to look at the word that comes right after them. If that word is singular, like cake, the verb is singular. Some of the cake is gone. But if that word is plural, like students, the verb becomes plural. Some of the students are late. Okay, believe it or not, you now have all the main tools you need to solve this grammar puzzle. So how about we put them to the test? I'll show you a sentence, you think of the answer, and then we'll check it together. You ready? Okay, first one up. She, and the verb is walk, to school. Take a second. What do you think it is? She walks to school. Exactly. Because our subject is she, that verb needs the S. Great job. All right, how about this one? They blank football, and the verb is play. Perfect. They play football. They is in that group that gets the simple base verb with no S's at the end. You're getting the hang of this. Okay, here's one of those tricky ones. Everyone blank a ticket. The verb is need. What do you think? And there it is. Everyone needs a ticket. Remember our rule? We treat everyone as one single group, so the verb needs that S. Next one. Both blank ice cream. The verb here is want. You've got it. Both want ice cream. Both is definitely plural. It means two. So we use the base verb, want. And for our last one, let's try a chameleon word. Some of the water blank cold. Now the verb is be, which will turn into is or are. The answer is. Some of the water is cold. And why is that? Well, we look at the word right after some, which is water. And since we treat water as a single thing, our verb is singular too. And just like that, you've basically got this. You've mastered the core of subject-verb agreement. And this is more than just some dusty old grammar rule, you know? It's like a little superpower that just makes everything you say and write sound clearer and more polished. So let's do a super quick recap of our main puzzle pieces. First, subjects like he, she, it, and those secretly singular words like everyone need a verb with an S. Second, subjects like I, you, we, they, and plural words like both use the simple base verb. And finally, for those chameleon words like some, just peek at the next word in the sentence to find your answer. You did an absolutely fantastic job today. Seriously, you now have the key to making your sentences click perfectly into place. So the only question left is, what's the next grammar puzzle we should solve together? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.